The Diddler is down. The Diddler is down. The Diddler is done. He's down. He's almost dead. Mark my words. Done, down, dead. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. I'm back, baby. Where have I been? I've been working on Diddler's defense. I've been hired by his defense team. No, I've been traveling. I've actually been living a good life. I've been traveling. I promise I've not been lazy. I promise I take no pleasure in not doing a consistent podcast. It's really eaten me up. But sometimes I was traveling for 2 weeks, essentially. I was out in California for 8 days. I came back for 2 days. And then I was out in the Northeast, up in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and New Hampshire. What a shithole. I love you, New Hampshire, but you are the South of the North. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. And then where else was I? Oh, yeah, Beverly and Foxborough, Massachusetts. So I've just been very busy. I'm very excited to be back. There's been a lot going on. There has been a lot going on. Has anything really happened? I don't know. The debate happened. I can't talk about that. That's so old news. This is the thing. I have to keep up with the weekly podcast or things fall by the wayside. I understand that. I promise it will not happen again. The debate happened. I mean, even talking about that now, it kind of seems like old news. The immigrants are eating all of the cats. Like, that's old news. You don't care. Every joke that could have been said about that debate has been said. What more can I say? I have concepts of a plan. That's my favorite line. It was very funny. It was much funnier than the Biden-Trump debate. I'll give you that. These were two lucid people debating, and that's always fun. Kamala, a fresh young age of 60, and Trump, a ripe age of racist. It worked well. It was fun, but that's old news. I mean, do I even talk about the debate? Do you even care? Does anybody care? I feel like no matter, it wasn't persuading anybody to vote one way or the other. People voting for Kamala are going to vote for Kamala. Nothing's going to change that. People that are voting for Trump are definitely voting for Trump. Nothing's going to change that. I don't know what the debate is for. It kind of reminds me of when comedians go on late night TV and do a set. Back in the day, it used to mean something. Even back in like Letterman, Jay Leno, obviously Johnny Carson days, when you did a set on late night TV, you were made. You could book gigs for the rest of your life. You could live off of that credit. And now it's like if you go on Fallon or when James Corden, that little pig was around, or who else has Colbert or Kimmel. If you go on these, nothing happens to your career. In fact, it probably gets worse. It gets much worse. I've had a few friends that have done late night spots and nothing has happened for their career. That's what it feels like with debates now. It's like, who is this for? We're living in the past. This is so archaic. Is anybody still undecided? Is anybody like, oh, should I Trump or Kamala? I don't know. It's like, it's very divided. It's very set in stone. You know who you're voting for. And this was just kind of like watching to see if your team won kind of thing. It wasn't watching to gain knowledge about the candidates. I don't think either of them spoke on policy much. Kamala was great when she had to watch her tongue a little because she did that whole like, this motherfucker, this former president, she had to do that. Trump was funny with just his insane rhetoric. That say what you want. The guy's kind of funny. I'm sorry. I don't want him to be president. I like having rights. But he is a funny guy. I have concepts of a plan. Oh, me, I'm the president. I mean, that was my vocal stim for a week after that debate. I would just walk around saying, the immigrants are eating all of the cats, all of the pets. I just couldn't stop saying it. But, and then Swift endorsed Kamala because why wouldn't she? She saw Brittany Mahomes like a Trump post and she was like, all right, bitch, here we go. She heard Trump saying the immigrants were eating cats and immediately Taylor put out a post of her holding her cat saying, oh, fuck no, bitch, we're voting Kamala. Does Taylor Swift vote? Do you think she's voting? Do you think she's gearing up and standing in line at her local library? Or does she do the absentee ballot? I don't know that she votes. I mean, when you're that big, you're like, yeah, it'll be fine. Nothing matters. This is below me. Politics, that does not affect my life. I am God. I don't know that I would vote if I were Taylor Swift. It's nice. It's nice to support a candidate, but do you really have to show up and get your vote out? I doubt she is. I really doubt she is. She's too busy. Travis Kelce sucks, by the way, now. A lot of people are blaming Taylor Swift. He's 36 years old. He's 35 or 36 years old. It's time for him to retire. And then he can go off and act. He can act in some, forced blockbusters. Forced blockbusters are what I call any movie that has like Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it. It's just forced blockbusters. It's just crammed down our throat. You're going to like this buddy cop movie. And it's never good. I feel like Travis Kelce's going to venture into movies and he's going to just be forced down our throats. He seems like he can act a little. You don't need to act anymore to be an actor. There's very few talented actors left that get cast because they're talented, The days of Meryl Streep and I don't know, who else is good? Tom Cruise is a pretty decent actor. Those days are gone. Now it's like who can sell it at a box office, and that's a football player. That's where we're at in America. The guy with his head full of rocks, that's who can sell a movie. Fuck your acting talent. No one cares. All right, but let's get into the main meat. You know what? Let me go back real quick. I did forget to talk about this because I did blow over the whole New Hampshire is a shithole. I don't mean the entire state. I just mean all of the areas inside of the state. So take that what you will. I was driving into Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is cute. It's quaint. It's fine. I thought New Hampshire was going to be more, I don't know, like Vermont. I don't know what I was thinking, like Maine. It is the south of the Northeast. There was a giant lawn decoration, and you can see on my Instagram, if you go down like 5 or 6 posts, you'll see this picture I posted. I was driving into Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and on the outskirts, I think it was called Greenland. People in the audience in Portsmouth knew what I was talking about. It was in Greenland. This guy had a giant dedication to Trump and his team on his lawn. Huge cardboard cutout of Trump. Huge cardboard cutout of J.D. Vance, which, by the way, can you imagine having to go to Kinko's and saying, hello, can you please print out this life-size version of J.D. Vance? I mean, how that guy did not get the cops called on him or, get Baker acted, get thrown into a mental hospital. A man who is clearly so insecure in his sexuality, yet doesn't see the irony of him going into Kinko's and printing up a giant life-size cutout of men. Then he also had a giant life-size cutout of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which is just funny to me because, he wasn't a super Trump guy. He was running against him for a long time, and now he's just thrown him up there. He's like, yeah, he counts too. Bring him and his brainworm in. I like the way that man talks. He talks real clearly. I support Trump. Cheryl, I didn't mean to fuck that mistress. Now the guy did have some signs as well, which I liked. One of the signs was actually very funny. Some of them were weird. Some of them were like deplorable and proud of it, which is just weird. And I am putting on that stereotypical accent of a Trump voter. And I don't care. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Am I having a stroke? Do I have a brainworm? Somebody tell me. Yeah, there were some signs that said deplorable and don't care or some shit like that. Which, self-awareness is nice. It's nice that he had self-awareness. Bigot and loving it. He was doing that. But one of the best signs ever was a sign that said, gas prices higher than Hunter Biden. And honestly, he cooked with that one. I can't even be mad about that. That's funny. That's fun. He's not wrong. These gas prices are out of control. I like that people are so fucking dumb in this country that they are just like, gas prices come from the president. The president every morning wakes up and sets the gas price. It's all the president. Gas prices are all just the guy in the White House deciding which price to be for today. That's a government. It's just the president and gas prices. I don't know. That lawn was insane, and I thought I was in Florida again. I mean, I was getting flashbacks to Florida. Go look at the picture on my Instagram. It's very fun. It made me laugh. It made me giggle. Some people were commenting, how does his HOA care about that? I mean, do you think this guy has an HOA? It's a rural area in New Hampshire. There is no HOA, bitch. It's just somebody with with mad neighbors. The house next to him had a tiny Tim Walz sign. I was like, okay, girl, well, you're fighting. You're trying to fight this. You need a cutout of Tim Walz and his entire family. And you also need to cut out of Kamala cooking a meal and cackling. I was shocked to see that in New Hampshire. I know that there are people that vote for Trump and vote for Kamala all over the country, but that was just a very Floridian lawn. That was a very I have deep-seated trauma and it's unresolved, and I take it all out on, political affiliations, and I root for politics the same way I would root for a sports team, or I love politicians the same way I would love a musician. It's weird, no matter what. Again, I've always said this. If you're buying political merch, you're a fucking weirdo. These are politics. These are the nerds of D.C. Also, they're all full of shit. They're all in it for the money and the power and the control. And good luck. Don't put politicians a cutout of any politician on your lawn. That is a cry for help. Men will literally print out life-size cutouts of men and put them in their lawn rather than go to therapy. I mean, isn't that amazing? Love it. Love to see it. All right, let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this episode. You know what I'm going to be talking about. You know what really matters. The Diddler is down. The Diddler is down. The Diddler is done. He's down. He's almost dead. Mark my words. Done, down, dead. Bye-bye, P. Diddy. I saw somebody on TikTok call him Piff Duddy by accident. It was the best typo I've ever seen. Oh, my God. Did you see what happened to Piff Duddy? I was like, all right, well, who let my mom get a TikTok account? Yeah, Diddler's done. Are we so happy? My first episode was called P. Diddler. And that was, I think, in December, the first episode of this podcast. And now we're 9 months later, and this thing is wrapping up. This has been a fun pregnancy, huh? I mean, we're really closing in. It's almost beautiful that the year anniversary of this podcast may conclude with the death of P. Diddy. I don't even think he's going to make it to December, to be honest. I mean, that is a dead man walking. That guy is done. He is hip-hop's Epstein. He's got a target on his head. Apparently he's already on suicide watch, which is what they did to Epstein. They said, oh, geez, he's sad. He's real sad. Oh, he's on suicide watch. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. We should remove all of the cameras around his cell because he's on suicide watch. The man is dead. He's going to be murdered. He knows too many famous people, too many powerful people. You think Jay-Z is just going to let his friend go down and potentially snitch? By the way, he doesn't even need to snitch with these tapes. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing, is the Diddler incriminated himself. Through blackmailing other people, he has incriminated himself. It's beautiful. It's great. But you think that this guy with all of his connections, everybody at his white party, is just going to let him sit in prison and out of desperation try to make some crazy attempts at lessening his sentence. But by the way, his sentence is already 4 consecutive life sentences in a row. I mean, lessening it would be 1 life sentence. He already offered $50 million bail. And the government said, no, thank you. We're good. We're actually good. We get that from literally anything else. We don't need your money. Okay, we tax our people. We'll make it back. That's how desperate he was. Offering $50 million, offering his kids' passports up, offering, no, I won't even have internet in my house when I'm on house arrest. I won't even look at porn. Just, can you give me one of my tapes back? Can you give me one of my tapes back at least? And then how am I going to get off if I'm not watching myself pound Usher? It was a desperate move and it backfired. He said he offered boatloads of cash, which is what Diddler has always used to get out of any problem. It's money. And that's how the world is run by evil people. It's money. Money controls everything. But, once the feds come for you, there is no getting out of it. There is no building a case. They've already built the case. The raids took place. When were the raids? Were the raids in December, January, February? I mean, it was a pretty long time ago. And I remember on this podcast, in the middle of the year, probably in the spring, I said, what the fuck happened? What's going on with Diddy? Now, that's what was happening. The Fed was building their case, combing through all of the sticky sex tapes, all of the blackmail, getting all the baby oil off of it, scraping it all off to try to see through the video. Is that Mary J. Blige? Is that Busta Rhymes? Is that Jay-Z? Is that Kevin Hart? Oh my, they were building their case. Federal cases are different. Once they come for you, once they arrest you, that's it. When a state case comes against you, when you commit a crime, when you're accused of a crime, the state arrests you, and then they start building their case, and then they start investigating, and then they start. But the feds, they do it opposite. They build that shit up, they get it solid, and then they come for your ass. I'm so surprised that P. Diddler did not flee the States. What the fuck was he thinking? I'm happy he didn't, but what the fuck was he thinking? Wasn't he in some fucked up island with Russell Simmons, who has never returned from Bali, by the way? Russell Simmons, he's doing it right. He knows he's fucked. He's as fucked as he's fucked other people. So he's going to stay in Bali. But Diddler to be in America, I don't know. That seems fishy to me. That seems like I don't know. I don't know why he would choose to do that. He knew it was coming. He knew it was coming down the pipeline. Is it pipeline or pikeline? Let's look that up. Look, this is going to bother me if I don't look it up. Coming down. Is it pike? Coming down the pike. But then is it pikeline? It's pipeline. Do you see? We're learning as we go. You probably already knew this, but I have American education, honey. I'm real dumb. Coming down the pipeline, coming down the pike. It makes no sense. Yeah, I'm surprised that he stayed in America. It's very surprising. I don't know what I get, there was video of him in Central Park just chilling and kind of looking behind his back a bunch, like he knew it was coming. It was very weird. You can look it up on TikTok. Don't go anywhere else. TikTok has all the answers. TikTok has all the videos. Look up P. Diddy in Central Park. It was like he was enjoying his last day of freedom. But I think he also went into turning himself into the feds. I think he thought, all right, I'll just buy my way out of this and be on house arrest, and then we'll figure it out, and then I'll, maybe make an escape. Who knows? But I don't think he planned, and I don't think his team planned for the government to literally go, oh, $50 million? You think I'm a dumb bitch? No, you're staying behind bars. Also, we're going to put you on suicide watch. We're going to say you're real sad. We're going to say that you're in trouble, that you are full of despair and don't know what to do. And then at night, we're going to send somebody into your cell and we're going to strangle you to fucking death. Then we're going to tie a little bed sheet around your neck and say, oopsies, he hung himself, or is it hanged? I don't know. I'm the U.S. government. I don't have to know these things. That's what's going to happen. Now, there will always be conspiracy theories about, well, did he really kill himself? Or is it it's like Epstein. Is Epstein living his life on some island? I think he's dead. I'm going to go with he's dead. I don't think people like this want these people to just live peacefully somewhere else. I mean, Epstein had a lot on a lot of higher ups. Diddy has a lot of dirt and information on people with immense power. And I don't think that they're just going to say, all right, just fuck off and go live your life quietly. I don't think they would risk that. I think they're going to end this man's life. And rightfully so. End it up. He's a fucking monster. I'm excited for his life to come to a screeching halt. Does that make me a monster? I don't think so. I think that's a sign of a good person. I hate when people are like, you shouldn't wish death on anybody. It's like, shut the fuck up. You are not a good person just because you think that. You don't have any common sense. You're a dum-dum. I wish death on P. Diddy. I mean, I'm looking forward to this man not breathing anymore. He is a monster. Let's talk about what he did to Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is full on fucked in so many ways. I'm glad that he's got a child now. He seems to be okay. I mean, he's still in the industry. Doesn't he live in LA? Not a great sign. But that kid has at a young, he's not a kid anymore, but when he was a kid, you could tell he was heavily traumatized, okay? Nobody willingly joins the Hillsong Church because things have been going well. You know, you only join the Hillsong when you're like, I have no direction. I'm completely traumatized. I don't know where to look. And then you join the Hillsong Church and just do MDMA with your pastor. I mean, it's real fucked up shit. But I think that the chain of command, allegedly, here's what I'm picking up, and others are as well. P. Diddy groomed Usher, did sexual things with Usher as a teen. Fucked up Usher a bit, but Usher kind of kept it, I don't know, everybody deals with it differently. Usher seems to have kept it tamped down, kept a lid on the trauma. And then, much like happens when you've been abused, the cycle continues and you abuse others. Usher brought in Usher brought in Bieber. Usher brought in Bieber to get him groomed because the cycle just continues. Usher is not a good person. Now, he was definitely traumatized and probably had horrific things happen to him. I mean, he stayed with Diddy when he was like 15, 16, coming up in music, what parent is like, yeah, stay with this man? These aren't good parents. These are people that just want to make a living off of their kid. They just want to live well. They'll do anything. There's parents out there that are like that. Maybe some of you are listening. Somebody said, we'll give you $30 million if we can, take your kid and teach him how to sing. We're going to make him sing. That's what we're calling it. We're going to make him sing with his asshole. We're going to make this kid's asshole sing. But I think that's what happened. I think it went Diddy to Usher, Usher to Bieber. And I think Diddy, really did some awful things in front of and to Justin Bieber as well as Usher. Allegedly. But, there's tapes. A lot of celebrities must be sweating. And the amount of quiet celebrities, the amount of no words. Has any celebrity other than like 50 Cent come out? 50 Cent is full on laughing at Diddy. That's how you know he's innocent. Because nobody else is speaking up or saying anything because they don't want anything to fall back on them because they know what they've done. Or they know what they were a part of. Some people they were at the white parties, but that doesn't make them completely guilty. I hate on TikTok when you see like, oh my God, Diddy was photographed with this person at this event. They're just as guilty. It's like, no, sometimes celebrities take photos together at fucking public events, you idiot. But it's when you show up to white parties and when there's video of Kevin Hart backstage at the white parties looking real comfy in a bathtub with 3 other women surrounding him, then it gets a little woo, cuckoo weird. There's a lot of quietness from celebrities right now. And that's concerning and also not surprising. But I think this thing goes deep and we're not going to get any answers. We're certainly not going to see those tapes. It's kind of just going to go away. We got the bad guy. That's all we need. We just need the one guy, the head of the snake. And we got him. And by the end of the year, he'll be dead. So no more problem. Everything is healed. Nature is healing. Diddy is dead. Epstein's gone. No one else is taking part in pedophilia. It's who would I think would be attached to these? I mean, I've heard things about marriage. I mean, there's so many people. There's so many fucking people. And this really is the hip-hop Epstein. And it goes to show you, because you know what? And this may be ignorant of me, but I thought pedophilia was our thing. I'm sorry. I thought pedophilia was white people's thing. When you close your eyes and you picture a pedophile, what do you see? Because I see a white guy, big glasses, mustache. He kind of looks like the guy in Napoleon Dynamite. I forget his name because I hate that movie. I'm not autistic enough to enjoy Napoleon Dynamite. But, you see a white creepy guy with greasy hair. You don't ever picture a black person. It's like, that's our thing, black people. The only thing I want white people to be known for is pedophilia. We are not great people. Let us just have that. Stop appropriating our culture, Diddy. We're kind of going, I mean, we had Epstein, we had Jared from Subway, we had Larry Nassar. Who else? Is that it? You guys have Diddy, and now this whole cabal of friends with Diddy. Michael Jackson, maybe. I mean, I tend to believe that Michael Jackson was a pedophile because I have common sense. You know, any adult who refers to wine as Jesus juice around children and has them drink it, that's a creepy move. It's very contentious to say that Michael Jackson was a pedophile, but it's like, grow up. Use logic. But pedophilia is like, in my mind, it's such a gross white person thing to do. You know, did we ever see, I mean, I'm sure there was one or two, but the majority of people on To Catch a Predator, they were all white dudes. It's very weird to see black people taking part in pedophilia. I'm like, you guys, what's next? Are you going to start shooting up schools too? This is our thing. This is a white thing. Let us have this. This is our culture. Black people, you make everything cool. We make everything gross and creepy. This is our culture, Diddy. Stay out. It's very surprising. Usher deleted a shit ton of tweets. I mean, Usher deleted, I don't know how many, but that man went through and then he claimed it on being hacked. I mean, does anybody believe this shit anymore? Do they just think that the general public is stupid? I mean, they are, but it's unreal. Oh, I was hacked. All of my tweets are deleted. Whoops. What was he tweeting? Was he just throwing up pictures of him and Diddy? Being like, butt boys for life? I don't know. You know, I don't check Usher's Twitter. This isn't 2001. Oh my God. You know, Usher, when I was a kid, Usher inspired me to get Heelys because he had Heelys in a music video. And that was the contribution that Usher has done for me. That's the only contribution Usher has done. I never really was a big Usher head. I think he can dance, but he's been always a little bit creepy to me. A little shady. He was on Howard Stern once, and Howard Stern was like, would you ever let your kid join the entertainment industry? He was like, nope. Right away, he was like, fuck no. Because he's seen some shit. He was 15-year-olds. He was a 15-year-old looking at gaping assholes. You know? I mean, that's fucked up. What can you take away from Diddler going down? Well, your life is not bad. Right now, P. Diddy is sitting in a prison cell in Brooklyn. You know, miserable. Denied $50 million bail. This man had everything at his fingertips. You know, I mean, I would rather be broke with freedom than a billionaire behind bars. So that's what you can take away from it. Every day you wake up in the morning and thank God you're not P. Diddy, you know? It's like an affirmation from Kesha. Wake up in the morning, thank God I'm not P. Diddy. You know? That's the new affirmation. I saw somebody on on TikTok going, and they were earnest. Like, you can tell when a comment's trying to be funny and one's trying to be earnest. For the most part. And this person commented, well, guess I've got to go remove my P. Diddy music from Spotify playlists now. This is unreal. And I was just like, why is P. Diddy on your Spotify playlist? He has one, maybe two songs that he's like kind of in that are good. But like, other than that, what Diddy songs are on your playlist? Is it just claps? Nope. Is it just cheeks clapping? A P. Diddy playlist is just Meek Mill's cheeks clapping. What is on your playlist? What Diddy songs? You should be under arrest too. Why do you have Diddy on any Spotify playlists? Man. But yeah, I think he's done. We'll see how long it takes for him to commit suicide. How long did it take Epstein? Let's see how long Epstein was locked up. This is a good... How long was Epstein locked up before he died? Let's just say died. We're not going to get into... God, you know, it'd be nice if somebody could just give me a full answer, but these are all articles, and I can't read. How did I type this into Google? Let's see. Here's a Wikipedia of it. So, August 10th, 2019, he died. But I don't know how long... When did he get locked up, you know? July. Okay, so on July 6th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. On August 10th, 2019, he was found dead. So that is a little over a month. Okay, so I would say a month at this point. I would say 1 month from now, it's gonna come out that Diddy has been found dead in his cell. If we're gonna play by the Epstein rule book, and Diddy has been playing by the Epstein rule book in every other way, this is what's going to happen. I really hope it'd be nice if they could let Justin Bieber kill him. If anything, I'd like to see Justin Bieber kill him. If you're going to just murder the guy, just let Bieber put the bullet through his brain. You know? I mean, poor Bieber. I feel so bad for him. Because you can just kind of look back on everything historically, and like some things are just act outs from a teenage boy peeing in a mop bucket. That's fine. But then there's other things where it's like hardcore drug addiction, buying meth with Selena Gomez, like in shitty areas of LA. He's got a lot of shit. Joining Hillsong. A healthy person does not join Hillsong Church. Sorry. A healthy person doesn't get super into God in their adult life. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. If anybody's starting to get super into God, either they've been completely traumatized and just are looking for something to help alleviate the pain, or they've done something bad and are looking for someone to save them, to have their back, or they're just Disney adult freaks. That's what I think. Nobody I know that I would fuck with and like enjoy in life is somebody that's like, I'm 30 and I just got into God. I'd be like, what are you hiding? How many bodies? But we'll see. 1 month, and then I think Diddler's done. But what do I know? I'm just a lesbian. A lesbian with freedom. Shannon Sharpe. This was another fun story that, again, happened during my sabbatical from podcasting. God, it was awful, guys. I missed you so much. You look beautiful, by the way. Even you, men. You look great. Don't do anything Diddy would do. Shannon Sharpe allegedly, not even allegedly, he actually accidentally, big quotes around that word. If you're watching YouTube, you can see these little claw mark quotes. If you're not, I'm quoting the fuck out of the air. I'm about to make this air pregnant. You know what I mean? I'm quoting it hard. Shannon Sharpe accidentally went on Instagram Live while clapping the cheeks of a woman named Michelle. He was having sex, hitting it from the back, it sounded like. Did I listen to the clip? Yeah. Was I into it? Oh boy, no. Shannon Sharpe's, he's a very talented athlete, but, he's not somebody you want to watch having sex or even listen to. It's just like, Michelle. That's what Michelle. Now he accidentally went on Instagram Live and had sex with a woman. It's very obvious that they are having sex. He's breathing heavily and saying, that's my Michelle. She's giving her best performance or it probably just hurts. I'm sure Shannon Sharpe is hung like he's hung. He's a big athlete, I would think most athletes are hung. No matter what race, no matter what, how sad would it be to be like a fucking LeBron James with a micro penis? That's crazy. King James and the little one downstairs. But yeah, I'm saying accidentally in quote marks because for a while there have been a lot of rumors swirling about Shannon Sharpe being gay. Now, Shannon Sharpe is not someone who can come out. Very few athletes will ever be able to come out. Aaron Rodgers. Because it's just not what you do as a professional athlete. And a lot of these guys are older and come from a time where being out, especially as an athlete, was not okay. So there have been a lot of gay rumors circulating about Shannon Sharpe. I don't know what's substantiated. It's not like a guy came forward and was like, yeah, we dated. It's a lot of like just people picking up on his outfit or his mannerisms. Sometimes there's a spectrum. He could be metro. Side note, a lot of people did get mad at my video about that pummel horse guy, Steve, because I kind of inferred or implied that he was a raging homosexual, because somebody asked him on the interview, and this is a TikTok, you can go to my Instagram or TikTok and find this. Somebody asked him on the red carpet about who has been his biggest support while getting ready for Dancing with the Stars, and he said, definitely my girlfriend Tess. Okay, he said it just like that. Any person with eyes and ears would think that is a homosexual, okay? It may have been a gay-on-gay crime I committed. A lot of people were in my comments going, oh, so we're just going to erase bisexuality? And I'm like, men can be bisexual, but I'm sorry. If a man came up to you and was like, I'm bisexual, I would love to have my girlfriend Tess. You would be like, you need to get with a Terry, a male Terry. You need to find Tim. I'm sorry. Sometimes men can just be gay. I'm not erasing bisexuality by pointing out that this man is clearly fucking gay. But Shannon Sharpe, he's somebody that could fall on bisexual or just likes to dress well and just kind of a little feminine. And when you're an athlete, you can't even be feminine, So I don't even know that these are true rumors that he's gay. I think that if some people have a conspiracy that Shannon Sharpe went on Instagram Live pounding the cheeks of a woman to dispel those gay rumors, to kind of take the focus off of them so that people would be like, oh, no, he's straight. He's definitely straight. He just banged a woman. Because he is gay and he doesn't want people to know that. I think, if anything, Shannon Sharpe just is an insecure man, which is most men. No offense, men, but like when it comes to your sexuality, most men are a little bit insecure. If you even hint at the idea of a man being gay, and, you know, especially a professional famous athlete, they're not going to be like, I'm not gay. No, I'm not. I mean, it's cool with me, but I'm not gay. They're going to go like, no, I'm not gay. Ew. I'm going to go on Instagram Live and fuck this woman and then you'll see. You know, it's that kind of reaction. I think that's what Shannon Sharpe was doing. I think he was just going like, it's not that he's actually gay. It's that he's just insecure and wants to prove to everybody that he's very straight and loves pussy. And I believe he does. I don't think Shannon Sharpe's gay, but we'll see. If any of those Diddy tapes come out, we'll definitely see, huh? All right. It's too early to be. Let Diddy die before we start making some dark jokes. That's what I say. Let the Diddler die. Should I name this episode Diddler Down? You know, I've done I think I've had 2 or 3 episodes with Diddler in the title, and I think this will be the second to last one. Because the last one is going to be when he dies. This one will be Diddler Down. And then the last one will be Diddler Dead. And then it'll wrap it up, and we'll never talk about it again. Isn't that fun? Things come full circle. This is life. But we'll see. I do think that Shannon Sharpe is just an insecure man who's been surrounded by toxic masculinity his entire life. And this is what happens. And he's also an older guy. Again, he did not grow up in a time where it was like, yeah, everyone's out, or people that are out can be out. You know, now we're in a time where like anybody can be queer. Kids can call themselves frogs, and you're supposed to just respect it. Like, fuck off, Ribbit. Let's get into some ad reads here, huh? This is quite a longer episode. I hope you're okay with that. I know you're okay with that. I know you've missed me. I've seen your comments. Heather, where the fuck is the podcast episode, bitch? What the dance, monkey? I get it. I think you're okay with the longer episode. Lucy Brown, baby. You know them. You love them. They are our only podcast sponsor, and we love them so much. Lucy Brown Coffee. I'm looking forward, actually. I just got to my bag of coffee from them. And by the way, I met someone, I think her name is Katy, in New Hampshire, who has signed up for Lucy Brown. She is a full support of the podcast. Shout out to Katy. Portsmouth, New Hampshire, or wherever you live. Maybe that lawn was your lawn, Katy, out in Greenland. But she said, hey, I've signed up for Lucy Brown. I love it. So thank you to podcast listeners who support the show and our sponsors. We love you so much. Sign up for Lucy Brown's coffee subscription. It's one of a kind. It's great. It introduces you to new coffee that you would have never discovered before. If you love coffee, this is your coffee subscription, baby. Gone are the days of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Pete's. We don't need that bullshit anymore. We've got Lucy Brown shipping you coffee directly to your door, bringing you new and exciting roasters every goddamn month. What more could you want? All starting at $20 a month? Are you fucking kidding me? I have this subscription. It's the fucking best. First of all, I never run out of coffee. It's like the minute the bag is gone, boom. It's the first of the month and I'm getting more coffee from Lucy Brown. I love that Sarah, the owner of Lucy Brown, love her so much. She's great. It's a queer-owned coffee shop in Lexington, Kentucky. Sarah includes information in your box about the coffee. You can scan a QR code and read up all on the coffee, or go to the website of the roaster. She tells you where it's from, what state, and you can get your preference set. So you get coffee that you prefer: light roast, medium roast, dark roast, just the Tom Brady roast, any roast you like, sent right to your door. All you have to do is simply fill out the form on their website, and then you'll get coffee beans right to your door. Again, starting at just $20 a month. This is a good deal. Visit lucybrowncoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com, and follow the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you will get 10% off your first order. That's a fucking deal. Is it not a deal, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have a deal? I feel like I'm in Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street. Do we not have a deal? Get the fucking coffee. This is not a pump and dump stock situation. This is good coffee. Thank you, Lucy Brown, for sponsoring the show. We love you so much. support Lucy Brown. And if you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, stop by Lucy Brown Coffee. It's a fantastic coffee shop. The staff is wonderful. If you like gay people, you're going to love it there. If you hate gay people, why are you listening to this? You're as bad as Diddler. All right. Thanks, Lucy Brown. We appreciate you. All right, let's get into some celebrity gossip that I've been wanting to tell you about. I have been biting my tongue, bitch. I was like, when I see her next, I'm telling, and it could be him too, but I know my analytics. I know most of my listeners are women. If you're a man, shout out, girl. You are not Shannon Sharpe. You are confident in your sexuality. Let's get into some celebrity gossip. Some of it's a little sad. So I'm not trying to disparage these people. I'm just letting you know what's going on. If you're not on TikTok, if you're not chronically online like me, which is a feat, I'm 36 years old and I'm chronically online. Okay? It's amazing that I don't go by frog pronouns. All right, so the first one up I wanted to talk about is Rachel Ray. Have you seen Rachel Ray? What she looks like recently? This is not good. Rachel Ray does not look good. Rachel Ray has the textbook definition of alcoholism all over her face. She's got a bloated face. Her hair is like crazy. She's always had like a sloped mouth, I feel like, but she slurs her speech a bit. To me, it gives alcohol because the next person I'm going to talk about is pills. Pills are, you can just tell in somebody's eyes if they're on pills, downers especially. Adderall, I can't really tell. Downers, you can tell in somebody's eyes because their eyelids seem heavy and when they blink, their eyes close for a longer amount of time than a normal blink would. This is not that with Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray, it just looks like the long-term effects of heavy alcohol use. When I used to drink alcohol, my face, when I look at pictures of myself, TikToks of myself from, what am I, almost 3 years sober? From more than 3 years ago, my face is so much more bloated, full, but not in like a healthy way. It just looks more bloated. I have a much more, I would say not gaunt, but just like sharp face, I would say. I mean, a lot of people do say, Heather, you look sick. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel fine. I'm sober, so I feel really good. But yeah, she's got the alcohol bloat. You get water retention when you drink a lot of alcohol, when you consume alcohol heavily for years upon years. You get that bloat, and that will go away. Here's one thing I will say about alcoholism that's very exciting. Unless you've got like cirrhosis of the liver, almost all the effects of heavy alcohol abuse or use, or even just alcohol use, can be reversed. You will lose the water bloat in your face. You will lose weight. Your liver, after 6 months of not drinking, heals itself and gets back to a normal functioning level. That's very cool. Smokers, I'm sure smokers wish that if they stopped smoking after a year, their lungs would just rejuvenate back to normal lungs. That'd be nice. But that is the good news if you are trying to cut back on your alcohol, is that your body kind of just heals itself a little bit, gets it back in shape a little bit. But you will definitely notice a loss of bloat around your face and your stomach, as well as, internally your liver is going to, I don't know, I'm not using the word right now that I should be using. What's recuperate? Let's look it up. When you stop drinking, your liver will repair itself. That's what I'm looking for. It basically repairs itself. And that's, again, now if you've gone too far and you have cirrhosis on your liver, then you're kind of fucked. Your liver is not going to repair itself. But for any other drinking, it's nice to know that now my liver is probably, it is. I'm almost at 3 years sober. My liver is probably back to its normal function. And that's very exciting. I love that. But Rachel Ray does look, she was worrying fans. She has a series on, I guess, what is it? A clip from her FYI series. I don't know what the fuck FYI is. Is that some shitty cooking streaming service? Who the fuck knows FYI is? Rachel Ray in Tuscany is what it's called. It's just her in a kitchen. It's just her in some fucked up kitchen. Her hair is all tousled. You know what she reminds me of? I am a huge, if you know me, you know that I love Intervention. She reminds me of all the alcoholics on Intervention that are like not completely slosh, but like in the morning when they wake up and they're just, their hair is kind of messy. They're not put together. They got the blow. They're kind of slurring. She may just be hungover, or she may be, when you wake up and you got the shakes, you got to get 1 or 2 drinks in you to kind of even out. And maybe that's where it's coming from. Or she may be full on drunk. Some people are good at hiding their drunk. I was never good at hiding my drunk. After 2 beers, I was like, let's get naked. But she just looks a little unkempt. And if you look it up, you'll see it. It's a little sad. She's bigger, and that's okay. She's older now, so it's not about weight gain. It's her face just looks unnaturally bloated. Her eyes look dead. My eyes look dead, too, towards the end of my drinking. There's no life in them. You're constantly feeling like shit. You're either drunk or you're hungover, waiting to be drunk again, It's just kind of lifeless. You're not really put together. So here's what the article says. 2 days. So Rachel Ray broke her silence on last Wednesday, 2 days after worrying fans with a clip from her series, Rachel Ray in Tuscany, which, by the way, Rachel Ray is like from Buffalo. I love that it's like Rachel Ray in Tuscany. It's like, just put her where she belongs. Rachel Ray in Albany, which she appeared to slur her speech. The 56-year-old. So she's only 56. She shouldn't look this rough. She really shouldn't. And she also has money. So, Martha Stewart is 92, and she looks fucking fabulous. Do you know what I'm saying? The 56-year-old celebrity chef's rep told TMZ she had no comment about the matter, and she attempted to change the subject by posting her old recipe for shrimp and chorizo paella, which includes a half cup of dry sherry or white wine. Okay, so that's her comment. People are going, Rachel, we're really worried about you. You look like you are slurring your speech. You don't look put together. Your face is very bloated. We know that there have been rumors for a very long time that you are a heavy drinker. We're really worried about you, girl. What do you have to say about that? Okay, no comment. I would just here's a shrimp recipe. Anybody can do it. It's a 30-minute meal. Here's a shrimp recipe. This is shrimp paella, and we're going to use white wine reduction sauce. I mean, that is her answer to it. That's crazy banana pants. Imagine her intervention. She walks into a fucked up kitchen, and everybody's just like, hey, Rachel, we're really worried about you. We love you. Your life has affected me negatively in the following ways. And she's just like, all right, watch out. Bam. That's Emerald's line, but I'm stealing it. Today we've got a chicken cacciatore that's going to catch your eye. And yes, we will be cooking it with a vodka sauce. That's a crazy response. For the past month, Rachel has been concerning her captive combined 9.2 million social media following. So this drunk has got some gas in her. This drunk has got some followers. Again, she should be looking more put together with this kind of money. Rachel's got money. She should be on that Martha Stewart shit, bitch. She is looking like every subject of intervention. It's not okay. There was a clip too on Monday of her recalling the time she almost killed Tony Bennett. I mean, don't we know this drunk? Don't we know the lady at the barfly, who sits there, has been drunk since 11 a.m. You get there at 7 p.m. Did I ever tell you about the time I almost killed Tony Bennett? I didn't tell you about it. I almost killed Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett, I could have swore I was driving a car and I saw Tony Bennett come in front of my car. Could have been a tree, but I think it was Tony Bennett. I mean, that's what she's doing in this. It's crazy. She said, when I pulled out the chair for Tony to sit down for his starter snacks and aperitivo, the chair slid out from under him and he hit his head on my marble counter behind and he fell to the floor. This is why we don't pull out chairs for old people while drunk, Rachel. Don't put an old person near your marble counter, Rachel. She said, I thought I killed Tony Bennett. I thought I killed him, literally. And his wife, Susan, so glorious. She says to me, Rachel, he's fine. He'll pop back up. Just let him be. How funny would it be at the end? And she's like, and that's how he died. So I did kill Tony Bennett. I don't know. It's looking rough. It's looking like Wait, what's this? Oh, yeah, it's looking like Rachel Ray just got a drinking problem. And drinking, look, most of the time people drink heavily or use heavily. This goes back to Bieber from trauma. There are two main causes of addiction, right? So it's family history of addiction. And this is I know this from watching Intervention. This is how much I love Intervention. I really am I really am interested in addiction. I love it. I used to think that I'd want to work at a rehab, but I don't want to deal with drunk. I just don't want to deal with people like that all day. I just can't. Rehabs have like a 5% success rate. I just can't. Imagine putting all of your love and work into somebody and like knowing that they're going to relapse. It's not their fault. They've had a hard life, probably got molested, but like, it's like, what are we doing? It's like, good luck, girl. I'm too cynical to be a rehab counselor. Also, I've never been to rehab, so that would be weird. But the main things they look at in addiction are family history. Has there been any family history of addiction in your family? And then childhood trauma. That's it. So I have family history of addiction for sure. I don't have childhood trauma. It was a pretty white boomer basic upbringing. But I do have, there are all alcoholics in my family for sure. So I would say that she's probably either have family history of addiction or she has some trauma. It's like Bieber. It's like most people that are addicted to something, they have trauma. Like 90% of the people on Intervention, they were molested. And again, I've watched every single Intervention episode. Sometimes I've watched them over, repeated them. Like so many addicts, like the majority have been molested or raped, abused. There's a very, very low % of people that have been featured on Intervention that are just like, I don't know what happened. Like, I really don't have any. And even then, they may not be telling the truth about what happened. But it's a lot of abuse. It's a lot of childhood trauma. That shit sits in you, and it manifests in addiction in some way or another. It could not be drugs and alcohol. It could be shopping. It could be gambling. It could be food. So it's very sad. I hope that Rachel gets better. But yeah, I don't know if people were aware. I don't know if people are paying attention to the old R squared. But that's what's happening over there in Rachel Rayland. I hope she gets better. There have been some videos I've seen on, these are all pictures in this article. She's all got a drink in her hand at these events. There was a video of her having fun at a concert drunk, and that's like fine. To me, that doesn't scream drinking problem because you're at a fucking concert and you're on stage with the singer. Like, if she was doing something weird like flashing her Rachel Ray Beaver, I'd be like, all right, we got a problem. But, she's just dancing while drinking. It's not too alarming. It's more so her appearance that's alarming and how she's talking on video. A professional, if I was a professional, I would hide my drinking and not drink before cooking. I would drink at night like somebody with manners. Another person with addiction that you may not know about, alleged addiction. Who knows if it's, look, it seems like addiction. Let's talk about Hayden Panettiere. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I'm sure that, who's that cooking lady? Who's that Italian cooking lady? Giada De Laurentiis. She'd probably pronounce her name right. Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere was featured on a People interview on video looking high out of her mind. You can look up this video as well. This is pretty recent. This was September 20th, 21st. This video came out a couple days ago. She sat down and did an interview for People because I believe she got the cover of People. Who the fuck is reading People magazine anymore? Is it well known that we all know People magazine is just publicist-fed articles and stuff? Like, there's no actual, like, celebrity gossip. It's anything that the publicist tells the publication, and then they print it. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they're actually in love. It's not a contract. Boom, print. Hayden Panettiere, cover article, boom, print. Her cover article was about something sad. I think she recently lost her young brother or younger brother. So it's a sad thing, but the People sat down and interviewed her, and Hayden Panettiere, however you say her name, gorgeous woman. I think she's around my age, 35-ish. If you look at the video, she is so fucking high out of her mind on pills. And again, look, I may not know much. I know football, I know comedy, and I know how people look on drugs. I can just tell you 9 times out of 10, I can tell you what drug somebody's on. She's on pills. She's on downers. Again, it goes back to what do people on downers and pills look like? Heavy eyelids, It's what I call the Anna Nicole Smith effect. You know, remember when Anna Nicole would always sound really goofy in her interviews, that we all kind of made fun of Anna Nicole Smith, and that was kind of fucked up. Back in the day on her reality show, she'd be like, how reminds me to get this in? She sounded a bit drunk, but it was, you know, drunk people kind of lose control of their body and they're messy and clumsy. People on pills, they sound drunk. They've got the slur, they've got the heavy eyelids, but they're pretty contained in their body. There's no like, you know, they're not as boisterously, flamboyantly drunk. You know, their body is not like that. But Hayden looks like she's on pills. She's got heavy eyelids and she's really kind of talking really slow like this. And she's talking about when she lost her brother. And this is like really sad shit that she's talking about. And shame on people for posting this video. Honestly, have we learned nothing from the Anna Nicole Smith? From, you know, just exploiting people at their darkest moments for, I don't know, clicks and views? People has not taken this video down yet. It's fucking gross. It harks back to when Perez Hilton would draw dicks on Miley Cyrus, a teenager's face, and we're all just like, haha, celebrity gossip. It's weird. Shame on people. Who the fuck is reading People? Who is People for? Midwest moms? I don't know who's salons. I feel like every salon has a People magazines from 5 years ago. It's not even up to date. But she is talking very slow. Like if you were to speed up the video, she would be talking at a normal rate. If you were at normal rate, she sounds like she's talking like this. If she were to say a sentence, it would sound and look like this. But if you were to speed it up 2 times, she would sound normal. It would be like, it'd sound like this. Like if you were to say a sentence, it would sound like this. She's just fucked up, and she's at a low point in her life, and it just sucks that that's, you know, posted for everybody to kind of look and pick apart and talk about on a podcast, such as I'm doing right now. I hope I'm saying it from a point of love. I don't think it's very funny. I don't think it's cute. She did say she took to Instagram yesterday, the 22nd, sorry. She took to Instagram Monday to address her Sunday to address her controversial interview where her speech appeared slurred. God, am I high? I cannot talk. In the caption, the former child star wrote, "I would like to take a moment to address the controversy surrounding an interview I recently completed with People magazine." Who the fuck is reading People? "It's unfathomable that I'm even in this position, but I feel forced to address it in a space where I won't be criticized for how fast or slow I speak." All right, now here's a masterclass on addiction. What you're going to hear next is what addicts sound like when confronted with the truth of their addiction. I am not addiction shaming. I'm always in the corner of addicts. I understand how completely fucked up addiction is, but this is classic addict behavior. 101 right here, addict response when you go, "Hey, were you on something? You seemed high. Are you okay?" Here's what she says. Hayden Panettiere explained, "I hadn't slept for 2 days prior to the shoot due to one of my dogs who was recovering from an emergency surgical procedure. It was an 8-hour shoot followed by an on-camera interview that was supposed to last for 1 hour. The interview started well, and for the record, its beginning is not included in the version People posted. I was exhausted. My rep stopped the interview early as it's become obvious that I was fading, especially as the subject matter became heavier." It's a lot of excuses, right? It's a lot of like, well, I hadn't slept for 2 days. My dog was sick. My dog ate my homework. My dog didn't eat my pills, though. It was an 8-hour shoot. It was this. It was that. If you're a 35-year-old and you haven't slept for 2 days, it's fair. Let's cut through the bullshit. Hayden Panettiere has had a lot of problems in the past with addiction, with drinking, I believe, and whatnot. We know what Hayden Panettiere sounds like, not under the influence. This is somebody under the influence. This is not somebody sleep deprived. I don't believe that I don't know who her team is. I don't know who said, yeah, put her on camera. I think that's so completely irresponsible. And I don't know who her team is that allowed this. Shame on them. A lot of times celebrities are looked at as just pieces of money-making meat. Nobody gives a fuck about them. You'd hope that somebody on your team would say, I don't know if she's, but these are probably a contractual agreement that she has to do this interview with People. If she's got the cover, so it has to be the interview as well. And You know, it was just a bad time. She was just under the influence, and that is on video now, and people is just going to post that and leave it up. But, you know, I just don't buy these, you know, how can you tell when an addict is lying when their lips are moving? It's kind of that. You know, I don't buy these excuses. Well, my dog had emergency surgery and I've been up for 2 days and that's why my speech is slurred. And it's like, girl, you're high. But, you know, you're an active addiction. You're not just going to be like, you know what, guys, you're right. I was Xannied out. I had a lot of Xan bars in my system. I'm really fucking depressed. I think her child was taken away from her a couple years ago, which is terribly traumatizing and awful. Her brother died. I would be an addict too if these things happened to me, 100%. But, you know, it is very addict behavior to just not go like, fuck, okay, yeah, that was fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm worried about her. I hope that she's okay. Pills are nothing to fuck with, man. You know, alcohol is a slow burn. Unless you're Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse burned out quick with alcoholism because I think she had an eating disorder as well. So that compounded it. But for the most part, alcohol is a slow burn. You can be a heavy drinker for a while. You can be a 56-year-old Rachel Ray, and you can just be kind of skating along until you can't, you know, until your liver gives out. But pills are fucking scary. You get high and you forget how many you've taken, and maybe your tolerance has gone up, or you're just so loopy that you don't know what you've taken and you take more, and then there's an OD. You know, there's a Heath Ledger, there's an Anna Nicole Smith, there's a Mac Miller. I think he might have been fentanyl, but pills are fucking scary, man. Opioids and things like the opiates, they're very scary. So I hope that she gets better, but that was a fucked up interview, and it's kind of shame on People. I hope People goes under. Who the fuck is reading People magazine? All right. Katy Perry's album came out. No one gives a shit. That's the news. That her AI music album. What am I, a fucking boomer? Holy shit. What did I just say? Her AI music album. Have you heard Katy Perry's music album? It's a sensation. We should do the Charleston to it. Her new album sucks. Katy Perry 143. I haven't heard any of it. I heard it sounds a bit AI produced. It is produced by an abuser of women, Dr. Luke. So, you know, she did everything wrong with this album release. She said, let me hire a guy who abused Kesha to write a song called Woman's World that belongs on a Lifetime movie. Check it out if you want a good laugh. I can't wait to listen to it and giggle. Katy Perry is living in 2012. This is what's happening. Okay, gone are the days of Katy Perry. Kesha's barely hanging on. I love Kesha, but she's barely hanging on. Britney Spears, long gone. You know, there's not many pop stars. Ariana Grande's still doing great. Gotta love Ariana. She doesn't age. She's a vampire. But now is a new day, Katy Perry. Katy Perry's got to be how old? How old is Katy Perry? Let's see how old she is. What's your guess? I'm going to say Katy Perry is 37. How old is Katy? She's 39 years old. Did you guess that right? She's pushing 40. Dude, there's something about being a 40-year-old pop star that just doesn't work. Unless you're like Madonna, Lady Gaga, that kind of pop star. It's just weird. It's weird to be a 40-year-old pop star and have songs called like Gimme Gimme, I'm His, He's Mine, Gimme Gimme, Woman's World, you know, Artificial. It's weird to be a pop star in your 40s. You gotta pivot. And it's a new age. We have way better pop stars now doing way better music. We have Chappell Roan. We have Sabrina Carpenter. We have Olivia Rodrigo. I'm forgetting some people. Obviously, Ariana Grande. There's even some people that I don't know about because I'm not a tween. But, you know, we're in a new age with even Taylor Swift is still hanging on and she's pushing her 40s. So, but Taylor Swift kind of redirected. She kind of went folklore and Evermore, and Taylor Swift has enough self-awareness or a good team to understand. Katy Perry is stuck in 2010, man. She still thinks she can write a song like You're So Gay and it'll be fine. And it's like, girl, you are 40 years old. Give it up. Or release like a ballad album or go like an Adele route. She can sing. I think Katy Perry can sing, but you got to give the pop up, you know? And I don't feel bad for her. She kind of sucks. The Menendez Brothers series was released under the Monster series by Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy's a fucking freak. You know who else is a freak? Zachary Quinto. If I have to see that man one more time. I was watching football because I'm a true-blooded American. I was watching football last night in a series for starring Zachary Quinto showed up. That guy's a fucking freak. He has some secrets. Mark my words. Save this recording. When shit comes out, when he's like the gay Army Hammer, come back to me. He's got some fucking shit. I'm sorry. He freaks me out. Ryan Murphy's a freak too. I love American Horror Story. I mean, I love like four series from American Horror Story. But anything with Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, Kathy Bates, you got me hooked. But this is murder porn. The Menendez Brothers series is simply murder porn. Whereas, and I'm guilty of enjoying murder porn. I liked The Act, of course, featuring our lovely gypsy. I don't know if she's blocked me. I'm not sure. But I am guilty of enjoying murder porn, but this just seems like, why are we talking about this? Wasn't this murder in like 1994? When did the Menendez brothers kill their parents? Let's look that up. 1996. They were convicted in 96, so I feel like it was even earlier than that. The crimes happened on the evening of 1989? It took them 8 years to convict them? Maybe I should watch the movie and learn some things. No, I mean, this is a crime from 1989. Bro, let it go. It's like, let it go. I don't even care. I think it's murder porn. I think Ryan Murphy just has a hard-on for the Menendez brothers. I mean, I don't think he paints them in a good picture. I know that these were abused kids who murdered their parents. A lot of parents don't get murdered because they served the wrong meal for dinner. I don't know too much about the story, but also, like, I don't care. Like, dude, this murder happened a year after I was born. That's how old it is. Like, give it up. Murder porn is going away, I feel like. I tried to watch Chimp Crazy. Some people recommended Chimp Crazy. I tried to watch it. Can't do it. I'm an animal lover, and it just made me so fucking sad. Now, listen. I'm a little bit guilty of this, where I can't watch certain things. I watched The Cove. I think it was called The Cove. About, I think in Japan, Japanese fishermen that spear dolphins to death. I watched that. I did not watch Blackfish. I can't. I did not finish Chimp Crazy. I watched one episode with my friend Tom, and that was it. It made me too sad and frustrated. And I think I get a pass at not watching these kind of movies because I do live that motherfucking life, motherfucker. I'm fully vegan. I do not eat animal products in any way. I don't want any part of their suffering. I don't want to ingest any of their suffering. They are suffering. They are murdered, and then people eat them. So I think I'm allowed to look the other way when it comes to these documentaries because I do live that life. Now, if you're looking the other way and also consuming meat, then you're just willfully ignorant. If you're watching these documentaries about animal abuse and whatnot, and you don't feel compelled to change it all, that's weird too. That's super weird. Even my friend Tom was watching. He's a meat eater. He was watching the episode with me, and like halfway through, he had to just go pick up his dog and cuddle him, because he just felt so sad. And he was like, oh my God, it's just too sad. I couldn't get into it. It wasn't funny to me. It's not funny. It's like the Tiger King. To me, it's these are characters for sure, but it's not entertaining to me because they are abusing animals. And I can't get over that fact. So sorry, it's a bummer. My review of that movie is I can't finish it. I can't watch it. I'm not going to partake in this. I don't give a fuck about that lady. That's that. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog bark. He heard me recording a podcast and just decided to go crazy. We're going to wrap this up soon. I saw the TV Glow. I did not like that movie either. That movie was not good, gotta say. What a slow, boring burn of a shit. I know this was for trans people, so maybe that's my problem, but I did not like I Saw the TV Glow at all. To me, it was like a Napoleon Dynamite version of a drama. It was so boring. So don't let me down, Longlegs. When I watch Longlegs, please don't let me down, because that's the only other movie I've been wanting to see. All right, that is it for this episode. I'm going to wrap this up. My dogs are going crazy, so I got to wrap this up. Hopefully they're not getting murdered. I'm up here just yapping while my dogs are getting murdered. Coming up, I have live shows in Dallas, Texas. Tonight, I'm in Dallas, Texas. Next month, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Bentonville, Arkansas for the Big Diamond Comedy Festival, Kansas City, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas. All tickets are at heathershawcomedy.com. This is a reminder, if you want to support me, join the Patreon, patreon.com/heathershawcomedy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, see ya.